Hello everybody. My name is Rupert Maskell, program What's Happening, and today, as you can see, I have a room full of friends, three of whom I've never met before. Can one call people one's never met before friends? Well, I do for a reason, because all of us live in South Africa. We've come, some of us, from different countries. We've come for different reasons, but we're here to live, to enjoy the country, to contribute to the country, and to be friends with the country. That's why I said friends. And to this end, my guest to my left immediately, Daniela Cohen, has produced a program, the HOST program, which is designed particularly to meld visitors to South Africa in a social and a cultural way. Daniela, that was an enormous thing you've done to do this. It's much needed. Can you tell us a bit about it? How did you come to do it?
Thanks, Rupert. I've based the program on another program also called the HOST program in Vancouver, Canada. Mm-hmm. I lived in Vancouver for a long time. I was an immigrant there, and I volunteered in this program. And this program was matching Canadians or local people with immigrants or refugees. And, you know, the program was quite comprehensive, so you'd meet each other regularly, and you could take the person around, show them the different places in the city, but you could also help them with practical things, like how do you open a bank account, or how do you use the bus system, those kinds of things.
Very important things. Okay, before we get more into it, I'd just like the viewers to meet our guests. Tanya. Tanya, could you just say a few words about where you're from?
I'm from DRC.
DRC, good. Kinshasa?
Yeah,
Kinshasa. And also we've got Charles on the other side, who's from?
Yeah, I'm from Congo, Kinshasa.
Kinshasa,
Yes,
okay.
Kinshasa.
And in the middle, of course, we've got a local man, Carl, and he is here as one of the hosts. Am I right? So you've had experience in this program. You've probably had some great experiences. And I'd like you to tell us a bit about hosting people from other countries in South Africa.
Well, okay, the reason I joined the program was I was like you, a volunteer English teacher at Scalabrini Refugee Center.
Right.
And then I had obviously contact with Daniela, and then she told me about the program, and then I decided to enroll as a host.
Okay, and it's been a rewarding experience for you.
Oh, great, yeah, it's been amazing.
We'll come back to that. Yeah. And the two Congolese here, how have you found this experience, host program?
Oh, the program is very, very, very...
Very good.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah. And you would recommend it to anybody, would you, to your friends, to say, do it, join the host program, would you?
Yeah.
Not sure?
Yeah, I can.
Well, I mean, one of the things about being an immigrant to South Africa is to learn the language. And I know people, that's why I'm involved in the English school, and Carl has been too, and you too, is to help people to learn the rudiments of the language. Because if you don't have the language, you don't have much chance to interact with people. So it's very important to do that. But Daniela, tell us a bit more about how this operates.
So how it works is, you know, I match up volunteer hosts with students in Scalabrini's English school.
How do you do that?
Basically, because I don't have as many volunteer hosts as I have students, I decided to draw on the class representatives of the English school. So I ask each host and each student to fill out a questionnaire detailing, you know, personal information like age, where they live, interests, and then I try to figure out, you know, what would be good matches.
You're a matchmaker.
Kind of a matchmaker.
So you have students on one side. Are all these Scalabrini English teachers English program students?
Yeah, they're all students in the English school.
Yeah.
The majority are from Congo, from DRC, and then there are also students from other African countries, Somalia, Angola, Rwanda.
Because we have a lot of students. We have maybe 200 or 300 students at present learning English. How do you select them? How do you know he looks promising, she looks promising?
Well, I mean, I think the program is such a great opportunity for the students, so I really had to think about what would be the most fair way to do this. So I thought, recently the English school introduced a system of class representatives. So each class has a representative that takes responsibility for their class. And, they do that throughout the term. So I thought it'd be really nice to provide those students with this opportunity.
Right.
So it kind of, is a little bit of a reward for the responsibilities they're taking on, and a way to fairly offer the opportunity to the amount of students that I can currently offer it to.
So Tanya and Charles, you were both representatives in your class, were you?
Yeah.
How long ago was that? Last year?
Last year.
Last
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Okay. And you found that this host program has taken you a step further. You come out of the classroom, you're now able to speak some English, and you're ready to meet and mix with South Africans. Has that been your experience?
Yeah.
Has it? And Charles?
Yeah. Firstly, I can say something like about this program. The program is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. The program
Exciting, he
is
said. Okay, we understood.
Yeah, I'm from
I know.
French country.
You do well.
So the program is exciting. So I enjoyed the program. I enjoy it, but I don't have. I can say. I don't know what I can say. Yeah.
What can you say?
I can talk with my family, my wife, because my wife she's a student in Scalabrini, and all of my family I can talk to you.
So you can speak within your own community, and I know there are, I don't know how many thousands of Congolese people in Cape Town, but many, aren't there? Many.
Many.
So within your own community, you do well. You've got friends, you do go to the same church, you have the same social activities, but you must long to go out into the broader Cape Town, to meet people who lived here all their lives, to find out about our culture, our traditions, our food. That must be a big part of your longing, I would say. Is that too strong a word? You really would love to do that. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this program has enabled you to actually make contact with people who live and work here, and to change their view, because this is important,
Exactly.
to change the view of South Africans towards the foreigners.
Exactly.
Because as we know, the foreigners have had a rough time here, xenophobic, being pushed out of communities, killed, stolen from.
Yeah.
So when they get to know that these are actually just not Congolese, all these people, but actually real people like us, have the same dreams and aspirations, there's a new link that opens up. Would you say that? Carl, would you agree?
Yeah, no, definitely. On one of our excursions, for example, we went to one of our outings, we went to the Greenpoint, the park. What is it called?
Oh, I know the one you mean.
Yeah,
By the stadium.
Yes, yeah, the urban park, yeah.
Urban park.
And then we were just walking around and we were like talking and laughing as we do. And then Charles just started playing soccer with these like people who were just like playing soccer. But it was just such a lovely, I mean, it sounds really silly, but it was just such a lovely interaction. Do you know what I mean? Just like this complete strangers and just like, you know, it was really just, it does level the playing field a bit. I mean, obviously a program like this can only go that far, but I mean, just in terms of providing access to, so a friendlier face to Cape Town, that definitely is a draw card and one of its places.
And tell me, have you had any bad experiences in this where you haven't felt the welcome from our own communities?
No, I can't say that, no. I mean, we haven't had that many excursions. We you know, but I mean, there is obviously the unfortunate reality that South Africans are, you know, not to a large extent, but, you know, we do have a bad reputation for our xenophobia. So there is that, and one does kind of wonder, like, how people like Tanya and Charles deal with us as South Africans. There is that concern. So you do what you do what you can a little way too.
So how do you see that, Daniel? Do you see changes in the way now that foreigners are met or viewed by us South Africans? Do you see any signs of change coming?
I mean, I think for me, one of the key parts of this program is the idea that a lot of, you know, stereotypes and negative attitudes are rooted in misunderstandings. And so when you bring people together and they can actually meet each other and get to know each other, then those can be broken down.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the point of the program is to provide a platform for people to come together and get to know each other as people, first and foremost.
Yes.
Learn about each other's cultures. I think for South Africans to get a better understanding of why refugees and asylum seekers might be coming to South Africa, the struggles that they've faced in their own lives, and for South Africans to be able to share their views and their experiences with refugees as well, so that there's an exchange going on, you know, and we're in discussion, we're in conversation, and I think that's the way that things will change.
Okay. So tell us some of the main reasons why people do come here. Because we were closed in the apartheid years for so long from any extensive foreign influx. But now that things have changed, why do people fear foreigners?
Why do people fear foreigners?
Yes. I mean, it's worth thinking about, because so many times we don't do that. We just say, oh, you know, we block them from our hearts, from our heads.
I mean, I think from my perspective, part of that goes back to apartheid, you know, in the way that people are still, I think, very divided in this country. We're very segregated still, very divided into different groups. So I think, you know, you have to kind of go back and look at that. Foreigners become yet another group that's separated and divided, and you know, who there are different stereotypes about.
Okay. Let's come back to that. We're going to have a short break, but when we come back, I think we could look at that more and see it more in the world picture as opposed to just South Africa. We're dealing with the world situation.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, we're back again. Back with Daniela Cohen and her friends here. And we're talking about the HOST program, which is something that started through the Scalabrini Center and has now moved beyond that, although Scalabrini will be able to give you further details, to include very different people, as we see here. Charles, I'm going to ask you to tell us more about how this HOST program has changed your life. What's happened to you as a result of being part of it?
I want to talk about this program. Many things are changed in my life. Firstly, I'm sure now to communicate with other people, to I can share my experience. I can talk to him. I can talk to many people, black or white. I can talk to.
And you feel confident? You feel confident, confiance? You've been doing that?
Yeah.
Yes. Same for you, Tanya?
Yeah, same for me.
Same for you.
I think this program changed my view about South Africa, about Cape Town, because now I can say something about it, share my experience.
What would you say about Cape Town?
Cape Town is a beautiful city. It's a beautiful city. I think it's beautiful.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I think because when I go out, I can see the place who very, very beautiful. The place who talking about the cultural.
Okay, good. So, and you've been with Carl. Did Carl take you on a tour? Was he your host?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what did Carl show you particularly? You said a beautiful place and buildings. Do you remember any one thing that you thought was wonderful?
Oh, the Table Mountain.
Table Mountain.
Yeah.
Can't get away from that.
The Table Mountain was very, very beautiful because it was my first time to took a cable car.
You were all the way to the top.
Yeah. The mountain was very, very, very exciting. Yeah.
And Charles, do you have any one thing that you thought was particularly memorable for you?
Yeah, I want to talk like Tanya. So, Cape Town, I can see it. Cape Town is a beautiful city. Yeah. So many places I can say like Table Mountain also.
Another one,
Table Mountain. It was my first time to be there, and then when I was here on the top, I said, wow, when when Jesus come, I was the first to be in heaven. Because I'm on the top.
In the top.
On the top, you can almost see Kinshasa from the top, can't you?
All.
Yeah.
We can see the world.
It's a wonderful mountain. Wonderful.
It is. But mainly I'm interested how you connect with the people. Because Cape Town is, 4 million people? And so far we haven't been too good at integrating with foreigners. We've kind of done this a bit. So the whole program is designed to bring down the barriers and have us meet one another as real people. Did you feel that? Did you feel you were being met as a real person?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
'Cause that's what's important to me. And to you, Danielle, probably, is it? Can you say about that?
Can I just add, I think, Table Mountain was an amazing experience. They actually gave us free tickets for the whole group to go up,
Wow.
which was amazing. And, from my side, I'd like to develop more partnerships, community partnerships like that, to allow us to go to such incredible places.
Yeah.
But I think part of that as well is, I think for a lot of people that come to South Africa, life is a struggle, and it's hard work, and there's very little time to go out and actually see the city. It's difficult to access some of these places, and also people don't necessarily have the confidence to go to those places on their own with limited English. So I feel like, it's sort of part of the program as well, just to kind of open students' eyes to a broader picture that they are living in a beautiful city, and there's also that side to it. And I think that helps them to feel more at home.
Okay.
And makes it easier to connect
Yeah,
with
I agree
people
with
living here,
I was asking before how you selected your students, and we did that exercise. How do you select your hosts?
So I call for hosts through channels like the Scalabrini newsletter and Facebook page. And then I've also approached people that I know, for example, people who've been volunteering with Scalabrini that I thought would be interested. But I'm continuously looking for more hosts so that I can grow the program, offer the opportunity to more students, and offer the opportunity to more South Africans to come and take part in a cultural exchange.
That's right. And what are the obligations on a host, for example? I thought they might be financial, for example. I'd like to get that clear so that people watching this program can say, oh yes, I can afford that. Is that so? Is it affordable for people to be hosts?
I mean, I think the biggest commitment is in terms of time.
Time, yeah.
But it's quite a flexible commitment. So the idea is that hosts would meet their students every 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
And do an activity with them. But when they meet is flexible according to everybody's schedule, and that's intentional because, you know, we understand that everybody has busy lives and other commitments. In terms of finances, I usually give the hosts a list of activities that are free or low cost that they can choose from, and then it's really up to them from there. You know, and we don't sort of put down, there are no kind of rules about the financial implications of the program. So, for example, you know, if a host would like to treat their students to drinks or food, that's completely up to them. I did have a scenario where there was a South African woman and a Somalian man paired together, and the Somalian man insisted on paying for everything.
The gentleman, yeah.
As you know, that's part of his culture. So it's very fluid, and it kind of unfolds as it goes. Obviously, there are transport issues, being able to get together and meet each other. But I try to match people who live in similar areas. It's not always possible.
Quite a juggling exercise, actually.
It's a bit of a juggling exercise, yeah.
And what, Carl, what do you feel the maximum can happen out of this program? What would you really like to see as a host come out of this program? I mean, we're at a certain level now. It's just begun, really, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
Where is it going to go? Have you any idea?
No.
No.
For me personally, of the program,
I was thinking of the program, for the host program.
I'd love it if more people could obviously volunteer as hosts, and that would be great. You know, obviously just to just expand the breadth of the program, and then just that would be great for me.
Do you think, like yeast in bread, it could suddenly start to expand just without your knowing it? You know, that's a concept, isn't it? From physics, you can put in just so much and tincture, and it changes everything. Do you think you could do that?
I mean, I think there's definitely an organic element to it, you know, and that's how it was created, and I hope that it, you know, as we go, it will evolve, as it's meant to, and definitely want it to grow and to spread.
Well, I personally think it would, but I'd love to see it really grow big and get the support of South Africans, such as myself, people who are willing to meet foreigners, to see them as people, and to develop friendships, so that that's how our whole continent becomes integrated. I think of how many countries are there in Africa, 50-something? Do you know, Charles?
No, I don't know.
52, I think, something like that. And many of them in a state of disarray at the present moment. There'll be much more fallout from there. But apart from that, there's constants of migration happening on the continent. And to be able to accept that as the fact and not be threatened by it and say, hey, whoa, keep out. But to accept that there is this current moving and we're part of it and we can play a part. That's what I see. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, and I think that, you know, that there's a lot that can be gained from the wave of migration as well. There's a lot of skills, a lot of energy, a lot of talent that people bring, and it's to try to utilize that in the best way possible, so that we can all benefit. Our society as a whole can benefit.
Yeah. I remember seeing a cartoon drawn after the 2010 Soccer World Cup. And before that, we were saying, welcome, welcome, all you people from all over the world, particularly you Africans, come down. And as soon as that was over, it was humba, go, get out. I'm afraid that has been the experience somewhat. But people can change that. I'm talking about myself. Go ahead.
I think, yeah, I mean, if we think about the concept of Ubuntu, I mean, that really is about, you know, our humanness and the humanness that connects us all, and especially, you know, as Africans, supporting each other in our journeys, making connections, instead of remaining separate.
So when you travel, for example, on public transport, Charles or Tanya, do you feel fearful sometimes in the trains or the buses because you're a foreigner?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd love to see that in. So I think probably we've explored this host program. It's been great fun to have you here, and I look forward to seeing you more, and maybe to hosting some more. That'll be good. I'm not out of it yet. So, bye everybody, and tune in to you soon. Stay with us, and if you wish to make a contribution to Cape TV, make a program, just contact them at 021 448 0448. And if you wish to sign up, go to Scalabrini, which is telephone 021 465 6433. That's it for today. See you again soon. Take care. Bye.